punishment by death for a crime, also known as the death penalty. It is a problem in our society today and should be outlawed in the United States. Today I'm going to tell you exactly why I think this is. There are many reasons that capital punishment should be outlawed, and cost is just one of them. Many people argue that we might as well execute someone than have them sit in prison for the rest of their lives. This argument is very flawed, because it actually costs more to have someone executed than it does to have them sit in prison. Various state governments estimated the death penalty case costs between $1 to $3 million, and in some cases it has even cost $7 million. When the cost for an average person to sit in prison for all their life is about $500,000. This is a big jump from billions of dollars to $100,000. This is a map I have up here, a graph that breaks down why the death penalty costs so much. It takes apart all the different kinds of appeals and shows you how much it costs. This certain map or graph says it costs about $4.6 billion. I found this from Stanford. It's an experiment that Stanford students did, and they put this information together. 82% of cases seeking the death penalty get charged with life imprisonment anyways. So in the end, they end up paying a death penalty cost and then also a life sentence. So no matter how you look at it, the price that it takes to execute a person opposed to life in prison is much higher. Instead, we could be using that money for many other things, such as crime prevention, mental health treatments, educational programs, and police force funding. Along with the high cost of capital punishment, there are also the risks that an innocent person may be wrongly convicted. Since the reinstatement of the death penalty in 1973, 130 people in the U.S. alone have been released from death row after evidence was found proving a wrongful conviction. Some just minutes before they were executed. Audience, I want you to take a minute to close your eyes and think about if you were in their shoes. Think about if you were the criminal who was all these facts were being pointed at you, and they were telling you that you have committed a crime, that you have murdered somebody, but you know that you did it in your heart, but all this facts is pointing to you that you did. An innocent person, you, would be executed, and you leave behind your family, your friends, and all the goals that you have been working towards. You won't be able to reach those. Now also think about if you were the person that was to execute that innocent person that was found innocent later. Could you live with yourself knowing that you executed an innocent person? I know I couldn't. Another argument against capital punishment is the fact that even though punishment for some crimes literally means death, it is not decreasing the crime rate at all. The fact that those who commit murders do not usually think about the punishment beforehand. The murder is usually out of anger or committed by someone that thinks that they will never get charged. Because of that, 2 out of 3 law enforcers recognize that it doesn't decrease homicides, according to Death Penalty Info Center. Statistics show that in Texas and Oklahoma, both countries with active death penalties have higher murder rates than the national average. They also show that the murder rate in the U.S. is 6 times that of the murder rate in Britain and 5 times that in Australia, both countries who do not have the death penalty. Obviously, the death penalty is not doing what it is intended to do. All of these reasons I have given you so far has been based on facts and statistics. But the last reason, and the reason that I think is the strongest reason why death penalty shouldn't be outlawed, is it can't be measured by facts or statistics. The way a capital punishment is morally and humanly wrong. Who are we to judge who lives and dies? The objective of capital punishment is to execute someone who has committed a serious crime, such as a murder. But doesn't that seem little hypocritical that we punish somebody for the same thing that they are being punished for. This is promoting killing as an okay alternative to solving a problem, when in fact it violates many